See those hand stacks? We're in a gully that was worked in the past, and it is quite common in the headwaters up here to see these massive hand stacked walls along the gully. So we're just finishing up I guess it's about 2 days total, really. A little more maybe, but we've been up here dry washing where others have dry washed already. And but the gold just keeps replenishing, it appears. So we really didn't do that bad. We'll go through here. There's a little spring which attracts some wildlife. I'm gonna come through here. None of this, we didn't work any of this, obviously. But there we did. Now if you look off in the distance there, you can see the hand stacks from whoever worked this gully in the past. Boy, I bet they did really good too. You know, the gold we get today on ground that's already been worked, I mean, it's really not that bad. It got soaking wet up here, so we kept going. We struggled along, tried to vacuum as good as we could, and it worked out. I'm confident we got all the gold off of the bedrock there. Anyway, those hand stacks, there's kind of the beginning of them right in here. They're so old, they're all pretty well overgrown. We might have added a rock or two to them. There's some more rocks there we had to pile up, and let's see, that's about 3 feet out of the, or 4 feet out of from the bottom of the gully. Anyway, I mean, check this out. Isn't that cool? Those guys that mined this creek, man, they were nuts. But I bet it was worth it. Something tells me it was worth it. Boulder Dash is around the corner there with the 151. We ran 302 buckets this weekend. And what he's doing is we've concentrated all that 302 buckets down into one bucket, and now we're running that through the dry washer to get our final concentrates before processing to get the gold out. We'll just continue on down here. We'll pass him by because it's kind of noisy. You can see what a 151 looks like running. It's a lot of buckets. Hey, who put that bucket there? Damn it. Alright. Hey, Boulder Dash.
Hi, I'm Boulder Dash.
Hey, what's happening?
Running our concentrates really slow.
Yeah, good idea.
One handful at a time.
So there's a really well running 151. And Boulder Dash is feeding it really slow. By hand, yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what he's doing. Those are our concentrates, 302 buckets worth.
It's a full bucket now.
He's feeding it real nice and slow. You'll notice the air volume is real low. Not too high, not too high. You don't want to do that. And so that gives you an idea. That's 151 running the con, so there's a lot smaller rocks in there, nothing too big. You can see all the heavies. I mean, just look at all the black sands. It's just crazy. Lots of heavies in this wash. Uh-oh. So there's a massive tailing pile that we're on. That's not from the 302 buckets. We actually had to move a couple of times. And now, you've seen this before in one of the other videos. These are more hand stacks. They just keep going all through here. The guys that worked this creek were just nuts, man. They did a fine job. Look at this wall. Just not uncommon to find these walls, and I'm sure a lot of them have fallen down over the last, I don't know when they did this, but I'm guessing 1920s or something. So we worked some areas downstream here as well. And by worked, I mean ran the overburden, and we also ran, you know, we vacuumed the bedrock and creviced as much as we could. And here's an area we worked. So there's a bucket and a cactus. How about that? So yeah, that's all cleaned off here. There was some okay gold in here. It's pretty good, I guess. And we worked all this all the way down. There's a huge tailing pile there. Those are our fines pile. Then there's the grizzly pile from the 151. That's what you should be left with. If you're not, then you're doing something wrong when you're dry washing. Anyway, so we'll continue on down here. That was all worked. Skip this section, it's just a little too deep. Let's see, I was hoping the other section was around the corner. I kind of forgot where we were. We picked up and moved twice or 3 times. You know, there's just a point at which you kind of decide that you need to move and look for better ground, and so we did. Here's another section. This is a stretch we just did. Quite a distance. Looks like about 50 feet. And cleaned this up pretty good. Actually really good. There was some hard pack in there that was a little difficult at times. But yeah, worked all that. I know. I'm telling you, the dry washing, it's an effort, and you got to be willing to put in the work, but you can be rewarded. There's some old hand stacks there, old ones down there. This whole thing is a big wall here. It's all kind of hidden by shrubbery. This was a small tailings pile from the 151. These are our fines pile here, and the grizzly pile up there. Anyway, that's that part of the tour. We're gonna go up and vacuum out the gold from the dry washer from this weekend's 302 buckets. So we'll go up and take a look at that right about now. Okay, so obviously we're vacuuming out the ripple tray. You can see some gold right up in here. Little pieces here and there. Actually, it's all over in there.
All everywhere. And the bottom. Ooh, see all the fines in there? Nah, I probably can't see.
Probably not.
Now.
Yeah.
A little bit. There we go. Oh yeah. Now you can
look at all that color in there.
Yeah,
look at this.
Chunky suckers.
Look at that. Super coarse gold up here in the headwaters.
Yeah, really close to the source. Look at all that lead. That's crazy. There we go. Now we're getting some color. Look at that.
Yep. Looks good.
Take that all day long. 302 buckets worth.
Yep.
There we go.
Right on.
Jeez.
Oh. Right? There's a nice pile down there.
Sure is. All the way across. That's how you know your dry washer's working good. Look at all that. Nice. Beautiful.
gotta think about how much you already vacuumed up.
I know, 2 grams. And I'm sucking up these chunky pieces. And then I got a pile of BBs.
Look at all those bird shots and stuff.
Look at all the chunks inside of
Look
there.
at that. Look at all that gold in between all that.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
pretty cool.
There we go. All the way across.
Yep.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Look at that.
That's not bad.
Look at all that in there.
Holy crap, man.
Nice. Beautiful coarse gold. Real nice stuff.
Yeah, it is.
We're really close to the source of the gold, so.
But what about the pieces in your hand?
Oh, you want to show those off?
Yeah, there were a couple real nice ones in there.
Yeah, so we picked up a few little ones along the way, kind of grabbed them out of there.
Crap, man.
Look at all those.
Look at this. Look at this one.
Yeah, that's an awesome piece of gold. Right on.
Completely
Oops.
right out of the piece of quartz.
Yeah, that is an awesome piece of gold. Really coarse
this
stuff.
one too.
I mean, these are so crystalline and they're right out of the source.
Amazing. That's probably 3 grams, right?
Yep. Really neat. Very pretty stuff.
Oh,
there goes a couple.
Yeah, oh well. Get it later. There it is. Don't let Boulder Dash hold your gold.
Yeah, give me that.
Write that down, guys.
Give that back to me.
There you go.
We ran into a little problem. We had so many heavies in here that we lost some gold out of the tailings, out of the bottom, and then we're going to rerun that.
One more time.
Call it a
Do the
day.
same thing.
Yeah. Anyway, it's out there, folks. Go get it.
Nice color.
Definitely.
It's not bad, dude.
Definitely. This is in the Arizona heat.
Yeah, I'm hot.
Take care.